What is up, everyone? It is your Queen of Stonks, the trading chick, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, the blonde broker. A lot has happened in the past week. The market took a massive shit. Um, Blonde broker is in the Bahamas, and yeah, like I don't even remember this week. It's been a crazy week.
I was just thinking, I was like, where did I record from last week? Like, that's how lost I am with everything that's been going on. It's just been going
Were
on
you
so
in
fast.
Dallas last week?
I think I was, and then I caught a flight like literally the next morning. That's what it was.
Okay, yes.
I was
Also,
like,
look
where the
how
hell
white
was
I
I?
look versus how tan you look.
I've gotten so dark. Like, I'm incredibly tan because we've been like, yeah, at the conference all day and stuff, but a lot of the networking has taken place outside, so everyone's been getting like some color. But conferences are over, and I need to like start wearing a hat and take care of my little nose, little
How
nose.
was it meeting Mama
But
Kathy
let's get
Wood?
sweetest and most genuine human being I've ever met. Like, I wasn't expecting her to be mean by any means, but I was just not expecting how like personable she was, and we had this like really deep conversation about being a woman in finance and just like some of the struggles that we both face, and I just learned a lot from her. And then we talked about her move from New York to Florida and how that's going, and so it was really cool meeting her. And then I felt like there was a lot of other really big people here this week that we got to see,
Who
so we
else
can
did you
like
see?
I was fangirling. We saw, okay, so Tom Brady spoke at the conference, which was huge. Katy Perry was here with Orlando Bloom, so a lot of the people got to meet them
What?
as well. She was at one of yeah, I know. Like, it's just, I'm talking about it so casually, and it's not casual at all, but it's because there's been just celebrities, like celebrity after celebrity coming to this event. And, it's kind of like, why is Tom Brady and Giselle here? But Tom Brady was one of the first investors in FTX. So he's a very firm believer in what this company stands for in crypto as a whole. So I thought that was
Wow.
fantastic. I know Bill Clinton was here. Um,
Crazy.
I didn't listen to that panel. I wish I would have. But yeah, it's been great. It's been so good. How have you been?
Damn.
How
I'm
was last
jealous. Next
night?
year, I want to come. Oh my God, last night was so fun. My mom was just like, oh, like, there's a concert in Central Park. Let's go. So we go, and it's like this whole Burning Man thing I guess there's one part of Burning Man, or I don't know how it works, but like people, like groups, I guess. One group in Burning Man is called Robot Heart. So they threw a party in Central Park, and it's like a 2-day festival. Honestly, it was spectacular, and I'll probably go again today. But that's like what I want my wedding
Yeah.
to be. It's just like super lit, like DJ lights. Like it was so cool. There's the
Vibey.
whole New York City skyline and then just like lights and and like it was so fun.
I saw your stories, and one, you and your mom looked so good. The light was shining. Y'all were like glowing. Super beautiful. Two, how vibey. Like, so to me, I've never seen Burning Man. I don't know where it normally takes place, but that looked like Burning Man. Like, it was almost like, where is
Yeah.
it normally at? In the desert, right?
Yeah, it's in the desert. I don't know which, I feel like it's in Nevada, but I don't know. I like don't know anything about Burning Man. I'm not rich enough to go. I feel like in order to go, you have to go with a good camp. That's what it's called, the camp. In order to go with a good camp, you really have to pay like 10 to 15 to $20,000, maybe even more. I know people that have gone and they're paying $1 million to go because they get it like super VIP with like chefs and everything. Because
One
there's no
day.
restaurants. Like anything you
One
want to
day.
eat, you have to cook. Yeah, one day. After I trade more, then maybe we'll go to Burning Man.
I feel like that's we would have so much fun. We just need to go to a festival soon, like together.
I know, I agree.
So that'll be cool.
Ooh, should we get into Stocktwits and then talk about the crazy market?
Yeah. So everyone here this week was asking about Stocktwits. Rishi wore his shirt, and I kid you not, probably like 30 people a day would be like, Stocktwits, I love Stocktwits. And I'm just like, they have no idea who they're talking to, like who he was. And so I was cracking up the whole time, and he was like giving out t-shirts, and he wasn't really telling people like, oh, I'm the CEO. He was just like, yeah, like tell me about how long you've been using the platform and what you think we should do differently. And it was just crazy. But to see people here that use the platform, it was crazy. So if y'all didn't know, this podcast, Two Girls, One Trade, is sponsored by Stocktwits, which is the best platform and place for you guys to learn about what is happening in the stock market. Watch lists are a simple way to keep up with all of the stocks that you own, any ETFs, and most over-the-counter securities. And you can set your watch list to be as tight and small as you want it, or vast with 100 stocks. Just fill it up, and then you'll also be able to explore the what's trending page, so you can see what tickers people have been posting about and talking about before market opens or when market closes. And then just guys, go ahead, download the app, let us know what you think, and you guys will be hearing from them again later. So
yeah,
Stocktwits, baby.
Stocktwits, baby.
It was a very cool experience.
Yeah, so
I'm ready. I need a Stocktwits shirt.
I know, same. I need a Stocktwits penthouse.
Or hoodie. That's more like it.
Yeah. So, did you trade last week at all?
No, so last week I did trade, but I was trading crypto. I was adding a lot of ApeCoin, getting ready for the drop that happened last night at 9 p.m. Eastern, which was an absolute clusterfuck. Yuga Labs is under
It was
a lot of pressure.
bad.
Have you seen it? Have you seen any of that on Twitter? It's bad. It's so bad.
No, I have.
So-
My phone was broken. It literally just got fixed.
Oh, that's true. You did say that. So I can give everybody like a quick rundown of like, one, I wasn't trading because I was here at the conference, spending every day going into the panels, hanging out at the Solana Hacker House. So just trying to learn more about DeFi and all the different blockchains and protocols that you can use, and just trying to like, do that for us, and then also be able to educate everyone. I love your headband. And then so I didn't really trade, but I know you traded. I know you traded phenomenally and shorted the fuck out of the market. But real quick, ApeCoin, which released like maybe 2 weeks ago. So each holder of an ape got a certain amount of ApeCoin allotted to them, or a mutant got a lot of ApeCoin. And I was adding more, getting ready for this drop that was going to happen, where you can go and claim your land in the metaverse, and then they were selling other deeds to the metaverse at, I believe, 300 ape a piece. So each holder could get 2, like your wallet could get 2. There was $175 million.
Wait, how many ape coins did you get as a mutant holder?
I got 2,048. So when ape was the price of like 20 something dollars, it was, a $40,000 airdrop, which was pretty badass. And then people, of course,
and you were adding to that position.
I was adding to that position, so I was buying more and more ApeCoin because I knew it was going to run the closer we got to this event that happened last night. Okay. Well, it did in fact run days up to it. It ran all the way up to $27. So there were people adding when it dropped down to $4, $6, all in between there. it was an absolute shit show. The gas fees were so high to buy anything. There was $175 million wasted in the smart contract. That's all gone. ETH ate it up. So when you tried to mint, if you didn't have enough ETH in your wallet, that ETH just like disappears into the blockchain forever. So Yuga Labs is having to like refund basically everyone that put money in to try and mint, and once it like cancels your transaction, you don't get your money back. Like your money's gone because you didn't have enough at the time of like what the GWEI was. And if you think about GWEI is your like tax, your sales tax. So whereas, you know, I'm getting a $1 cheeseburger at
What's
McDonald's
GWEI?
and it's 8 cents. GWEI is like gas. I need to look up the definition. I'll post it like below the podcast.
Gas, it's like related to gas.
Well, I'll go over it in a second. But yeah, so if you didn't have enough, it just ate it completely. So $175 million when they basically could have just done the airdrop for free, and people could have used that $175 million to like put back into the Ape ecosystem. So it's all just gone. And people are kind of like very, very offended with Yuga Labs. It's, you know, they've got billions and billions of dollars, and now I think they're trying to talk about how ETH, like that's just how the ETH blockchain works. They're wanting to come up with their own blockchain, I think, that's just based on Ape, that won't have the gas fees. But all it took was their dev to rewrite the smart contract, and they could have manipulated it to where each person could have minted for like, you know, $30 in gas fees, but they didn't. Like, guess the smart contract was fucked.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a
So do you think
video.
that maybe this is like a plot to kind of like put Ethereum in the shitter and then like start their own blockchain?
That's a theory. There's a lot of them out there. I've been seeing just like threads and threads all morning. Like last night I was at the casino, so I was like not trying to enjoy myself and not really pay attention because I knew I wasn't gonna go. I had a bad feeling. I knew I wasn't gonna go sit there and try and fight that and fight the gas. As someone who has written smart contracts before, it just didn't seem like people were prepared for it to be a shit show, like a bloodbath, and essentially it was. So a lot of people are upset, their stomachs are in knots because all of their money's gone. So they are going to refund everyone. That's what they said they're working on. I'm going to do a short clip on it from Two Girls One Trade, so y'all can check that out later to kind of give a little like rundown on why it's important to have enough money in your wallet for gas transactions like that, or maybe we just like get away from ETH for a while. Who knows? But I essentially lost $14,000 in crypto within the span of 24 hours because ApeCoin dropped that much in value from people selling because it looks bad.
What did it drop to?
So $17. So I'm down.
That's not that bad.
I think it'll go back up because they do.
But also you got it for free.
I did get it for free. I technically did get it for free, but I should have cashed out when it hit 27. Like, rode to the top.
I mean, that's like how I felt with ENS. ENS was at like $78 one day, and I was like, oh, should I sell my tokens? And I was like, no, I'm gonna hold.
What's it at
and
now?
I don't even know what it's at. Like, probably $12. I have no idea. But I also think that, one, Ethereum's blockchain needs to hurry up and deliver Ethereum 2.0. Or rather, Vitalik needs to deliver
when
Ethereum 2.0 because the gas fees are out of control. I also know that there's like parallel blockchains to Ethereum, and I don't know as much about it as I want to know, but I think Polygon, for example, like you can trade without paying the gas fees, and then like I don't know. I don't really know.
Yeah, so that's where you start
But I
to get
think that-
into what is a layer 1, a layer 2, a layer 0. So it's other protocols built on top of the contract. So they're using this contract and they're being able to essentially like rewrite protocols and dApps for other people to use and just making them better.
Okay, cool.
It gets
Yeah,
very
so
confusing.
that's what Ethereum has, a bunch of those different types of like layers on them, right?
Hmm?
But I think that the ape thing, and honestly, it's not just ApeCoin that's been down. I've been getting notifications all weekend that like everything crypto is just down in general. And I think that it has to do with an overarching liquidity issue within our country, but also probably within the world. I don't really know, but definitely within our country, in the sense of people have been opening brokerage accounts, opening crypto accounts, funding it. And then with those accounts, you're able to take on margin, which is basically like a loan against your assets. And then I think that the maintenance margin is 50% of your assets. So if your assets drop, like, and then you need to meet your maintenance margin, which is what happens when you get a margin call, like, you're going to need to get that money from somewhere to pay your margin call. Like, if you have no money outside of the markets, which a lot of people that have been making a lot of money in the markets for the past 2 years, they only have their money
Mm-hmm.
in like stock or crypto markets. If they have no other money, like, they're gonna have to sell their assets in order to pay these margin calls. And I mean, the Fed just started raising rates, like they just started. So I'm kind of feeling like it's gonna become a really bad kind of snowball effect where like now it's kind of just like the little snowball, but as it keeps collecting snow and like it's just gonna get bigger and bigger and like go faster and faster and like cause more damage.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's definitely an issue out there. I think it also has to do with the prices of homes because I don't know if you guys know this, but like if you buy a home and say it's worth like $10 million, dollars, you can basically take out like a mortgage against a house that you already own. So like even if the home values drop and like if everything drops, you're not going to have money to pay your shit and then you're going to need to sell and then people just don't have as much money so they're not going to be able to pay as much as like they once were able to. And if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like we're basically headed for, I think, a really bad recession.
Disaster. And we've only been saying that for the last couple of months.
Yeah, which is crazy too, because when we first started saying it, everyone was like,
People thought
you
we were
guys are
crazy.
so dumb.
Y'all
What's
know what
wrong
you're
with
talking about.
you?
Why are you even telling people that? We're
Yeah.
not even trying to
Oh my
like
God, we're reaching new
spread FUD or
highs.
anything. Our videos were literally to help everyone trade during a recession and to protect your capital, not to
Yeah,
create
so that you
FUD
can
or
make
anything. But
money
like,
while we go down.
yeah, and the trading chick has been doing that. I'm going to start joining her. I think that trading SQQQ with the next week, if we open week on Monday, I think we're going to see a flush and basically a repeat of the
Dude,
last couple of weeks in the market,
not even a repeat.
which,
I think that this time is worse because, so if we look at the NASDAQ chart, and maybe I'll ask Colby to throw one up because I actually think that right now we're at like a super key point when it comes to all of this. So I'm going to pull up the NASDAQ chart. I usually look at, it's called IXIC. And if we look at the daily chart on that, so on February 24th of this year, the NASDAQ opened super low. And that was when Putin invaded Ukraine. That was the first day that like there was actually an invasion and everyone was going crazy. I remember Gergev's Twitter space was like 100,000 people and Diplo was in it. That was actually pretty sick. But horrible time for the world. Um, the NASDAQ opened at 12,587, which was the low on the day, and it just climbed all day from that low. And then on March 14th, so like 20 days later, it retested that level. And then we had a bounce, making a newer high after that. And now, Friday, we finally closed below that level, and we closed at 12,334. So the level was 12,500, basically 88, and we're closing on Friday almost 250 points below that. So,
Yeah. So, yeah, down 4%.
yeah, it's pretty fucked. But if, like what you were saying, I think that because it was kind of a triple almost bottom, like it tested it 3 times, I think that now, since it broke through and it really like closed below that, we had never had a close below it. I think if Monday is weak, we're gonna have a full-on rug pull. Like I think it's literally just gonna
Mm-hmm.
get like hammered down. So
Yeah, we
if that
ended last
happens,
week with everything down more than 3%.
yeah, like I think that the level to watch on Monday is obviously the closing level of where we were on Friday. So that's 12,315. And then the next level I think is, wait, hold on, let me look at my thing. 12,447. And if we get above both of those, we're gonna test the 12,588. And if we get above that, we're probably gonna, bounce for a second. But if we don't get above any of that, like I literally think it's just gonna drop like a fucking avalanche. And I think that in that moment where it might potentially drop, or like where it does drop, what you're gonna need to do is buy puts on the QQQ or buy calls on SQQQ, like what I've been doing. I don't know if one is necessarily better, but I'm making money, so I can't complain. But
Yeah,
yeah.
what you were doing was clearly working. Do you want to talk about each day? Because I know you were tracking it. You're in your spreadsheet what you were doing. I mean, you like
Yeah, let me pull up my.
got better. Like, well, while the market got worse last week, you got better.
I
Hence,
know. That was
inverse
crazy.
trading.
So last week on Monday, I also like calculated how much I spent on trades and like what percent I made. So that's actually, I think, more beneficial. On Monday, I made just over 1% on the total dollar value of what I traded, and I traded SQQQ calls. On Tuesday, I traded SQQQ calls again, and I made 8.5%. Monday, I really didn't do that well. Or actually, it was Monday and Tuesday. I made 1% over the two. And then this was Wednesday. Wednesday, I made 8.53% on SQQQ. Thursday, I noticed that there was like a bounce, so I traded TQQQ calls instead, which is triple leverage, same direction, Nasdaq, and I made 15.4% on Thursday. And then on Friday, I made I traded SQQQ calls and I made 6%. And for the week, I made 6% total, which is pretty good. If I do that, I calculated if I did 6% on 50,000 every week for the year, that would be like 2 point something million dollars by the end of the year, which is crazy because everyone I feel like on Twitter is like always like, "Oh my God, look, I just made 38%. Oh my God, look, I just made 150% on my calls," and they like this set unrealistic expectations, and you're like, "Oh my God, I have to make like 25%, otherwise I'm a shit trader." Like, no, if you make 1% a day, you're fired.
Yes. The, also, and don't even look at it in dollar value. That's a bad habit that I have where I'm like, okay, I have to make a certain amount of money today, and you kind of end up definitely revenge trading and over trading from money that you've lost. So
I think having a dollar value though helps or can help in some cases where like you're trying to learn, especially in the beginning part when you're trying to build that consistency. I think having like a dollar value that's relatively easy to achieve would be beneficial because then it gets you into the habits of like how am I just gonna trade well to make like this like measly sum of money, like $250, that's not going to change your life. But if you can make $250 every day, then you could probably put more money into it and then start making like $2,500. Like one day you could get
Yeah,
there just by adding more money because it's the
and be
same
rich.
habits. It's just scale. I also think paper trading is a crock of bull. Like everyone's like you should try a paper account. Like when has anyone actually ever learned and created useful skills off of a paper trading account? Like I just think it's
Yeah, you can.
the
So a
mental
lot of the furus and
thing is not.
pumpers paper trade to like show fake gains, and people have caught on to
That's what
that
I
and like
think.
have joined their paid servers, and like you can actually tell when someone is paper trading on um, yeah, on TD Ameritrade. I think it's like the font's a different color or something, and they'll forget to change it. But you don't, if you paper trade, yes, you can learn that way. But if you really want to feel like the value of losing money or getting money, like maybe, do $100, $200 and then like feel that sting when you do lose money, and then you'll be like, I'm not making that same mistake again. That hurt. That was money I didn't want to lose. Instead of just being like, oh, who cares? It's monopoly money.
Yeah, feeling the sting definitely builds good traders, I think, for sure. I mean, I got stung super hard for a long time with like the 2021 small cap recession that all of us experienced. Like, I lost a ton of money and I saw the warning signs. I thankfully learned from it. That way, like when we saw it happening with the Nasdaq in the beginning, we were like, yo, everyone, like shit's coming down.
And I wasn't trading. I was trading penny stocks then, and everyone was getting like hammered on small caps. Remember, like I think small caps will rally again. We're gonna have small cap summer, and it never came.
I know. It like did a fake
Dude,
little
baby, now it's
bounce. It was like I was like
SQQQ
so
summer.
excited. I was like, yeah, small cap summer, let's go. And it just never
It was a
came.
week. Oh, SQQQ summer is our new. We should get that on a hat. SQQQ summer.
I know. SQQQ summer.
Hot girls trade
SQQQ.
SQQQ. I love
Yeah.
that. I mean, I just with the market coming down, I think crypto is going to go into a bear market. NFTs are going to go into a bear market. And it sucks because we hear all this like, positive news that tends to be misleading. Like riding around here, I think the Bahama taxis are going to be the first taxis to accept Bitcoin, or to be like adopting crypto into their services. So like stuff like that's like, oh, I'm bullish on crypto, but I think we're really kind of going into we're heading for trouble the next couple of.
I mean, I wrote this in the article that I posted on my Trading Chick blog. I literally wrote that, yeah, all of these things are the future, but I really think in order for them to rally properly, everything just needs to fall. Like the whole thing needs to crumble in order. It's like winter, like you can't have spring without winter. Like everything needs to go cold, everything needs to be dark in order for like the new technology of the new world to kind of flourish and bring prosperity in that way. So, on the way down, I'm like, how do I make as much money as possible? Because it's an opportunity. If it's all going to come crashing down, short that motherfucker to the ground. Like, obviously. So,
No one hates you
yeah,
if you're a
I'm just
bear.
like,
You're not hated.
yeah, I'm just like, how am I going to make money? Because I need money. So,
We need money for this lifestyle,
SQQQ.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. I think what we watched. Okay, we watched Facebook. Well, the stock's called Meta now. We watched that bounce back last week.
Also, the Facebook
Twitter.
bounce, like, yeah, it ran like 18%, but also it's still down. Like, its highs were, what were the highs? The highs on this stock were $384, and now it's at 200. Like, oh, wow,
200.
cool, it
Yeah,
bounced
literally 200.
18%. Like, it's still down fucking 50%. Whatever. Like, that 18% isn't gonna help
It
people
looks
that
good
bought
to
at the
add
top.
here.
I don't think Facebook is a good ad. I'm bearish.
I'm not adding anything
Um,
for a while.
Apple's earnings came out and their revenue only increased by 9% year over year. So, like, while that might sound like a lot, inflation was 8.5% year over year. So, they like barely beat inflation, which isn't really a growth company to me.
So who's really winning? Nobody.
Doesn't sound like it's
Apple
growing.
holders,
You know,
1%.
everyone talks about those tech stocks being like, these are the growth companies. That's not growth.
How did they handle your phone today?
Oh my God,
I
dude.
love them in the
Like
Apple store.
for
I love their customer service.
for like 8 hours, it was just like with the Apple logo. Like literally for 8 hours. And I was like, what the fuck? And I tried like turning it off, couldn't turn it off. They had to like plug it into a computer and completely update the whole phone and like restart it and all this craziness. I thought that I was gonna
And
get a
what they
new
say was wrong with
phone.
it?
They didn't like say anything. Honestly, I dropped it really hard, so maybe it like got scared when I dropped it. I don't know.
We're not. We are not easy. We have a record with phones. Me in particular with
We sure don't.
losing my iPhone. But see, I love Apple. I like Apple products. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
was
I
bullish
love
on
their
that stock.
products too, but they're not doing anything like super crazy cutting edge
I actually
anymore.
own zero Apple stock.
Yeah, I own zero too. You know what stock I do like? I like Google, but I'm basically bearish like everything big tech. What are you looking forward to next week?
Trading SQQQ. I'm actually going to be
Same.
using a new platform for options that my friend started. So, learning how to trade on that, and I think I'm really just going to short the Nasdaq, and maybe I can like screen record while doing it. But that's kind of what I'm
Yeah, that
focused
would be
on.
cool.
I really want to do a challenge, like a 2K to 10K challenge, and just do that for a month and post it on Twitter for people to follow along, but just for these inverse ETFs, like just shorting the market
Dude, you want to
and see who joins, like
4x your
who'd be
money?
interested. Yeah. Well, just for other people. I don't know. I would love to 50x it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, other than that, like, I'm here for the rest of the week, so still trying to learn more about the protocols and make more like educational content and stuff for everyone. I think that's kind of what I'm super focused on, but really just keeping my position cash heavy and watching and seeing what happens, seeing what the Fed says. Who's gonna give us this false hope? Are we gonna print more money? What the fuck is gonna happen?
We're definitely not printing more money, that's for sure. I mean, I think we're like literally gonna have like a horrible, horrible, horrible recession. And I almost feel like it's like a juice cleanse for our world. Like, I just feel like, I know it sounds fucked up, but I feel like the world needs to just crumble before it can even begin to fathom adopting on a greater scale like crypto, Web3, all of that stuff, because the whole point of decentralization is to kind of like self govern, right? So how would we be able to become fully decentralized if our government doesn't crumble? So I think that it's literally, I mean, I don't know, obviously, because I'm not a fortune teller, but I feel like it's going to start with a financial crisis. People are going to lose faith in the Fed and the American dollar. I mean, we've had back-to-back buffoons as presidents. Literally, like Donald Trump was disrespectfully too outspoken, and sleepy Joe Biden is too sleepy to even speak. So we have like back-to-back horrible people, horrible leaders. They're not horrible people, but horrible leaders. Yeah, and then also Elon with Twitter bringing it private in order to focus on freedom of speech. Like he's basically saying that only a private company, a public company, a company run by the US and governed by US regulators is incapable of achieving like the freedoms that we deserve in this country and that are like the law. So when the SEC is unable to keep people abiding by the law and when regulators are unable to keep the law, like, and when we're getting taxed so fucking much and nobody's really doing anything, and it's kind of just a free for all. Like, if you're rich, you're fine, and if you're poor, you're getting more poor. Like, that's basically how our country is right now. So,
Yeah.
I think
Everyone
that
should move here.
the a financial crash, basically like a winter, is gonna be necessary in order to pave the way for a beautiful, beautiful spring, which is going to be our future.
I
Crazy.
think let's name this episode Winter is Coming.
Winter is fucking coming. Yeah, we're naming this episode Winter's Coming. Because it
And then
is.
we're going to check back episode 25, see how much the Nasdaq has dropped by then. So 6 episodes. I'm just curious. I'm like tracking it. Yeah, I was looking at kind of, Disney. There's a lot of drama with like self-governance with the theme park, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
wanting to move their headquarters, and I don't know, it's just crazy. Like, so Florida Governor DeSantis basically stripped Disney's self-governance privileges because they were trying to, there's a lot going on there with trying to establish more like transgender roles in kids movies, and like forcing it to happen and saying that like you can't stop us. So they're like moving 2,000 employees, and their like tax break hasn't been messed with at all. So Disney's just like up and leaving Florida.
That's so crazy. How? How could they
I don't know.
move
I don't
the
know
whole
what state
Disney
they're
World?
gonna.
Like, is
They're
Disney
gonna.
World gonna move?
I think Disney in California is gonna stay. I think Disney World is gonna move. Disneyland in California is gonna stay.
How can they move Disney World?
Oh no, they just fucked. Yeah, ongoing political rift. Cast members and Imagineers hope Disney will halt their relocation to Florida due to ongoing political rift. Oh, wait. Invites Disney to relocate to Texas. No. I will lose my shit.
I think that
Wait, no, they're wanting to
DeSantis is
move.
gonna run for president.
I wouldn't be opposed. What was your tweet the other day?
What tweet?
Maybe it wasn't you. I thought you had a tweet about the governor.
No, I didn't tweet about DeSantis. I've honestly not even like really been on Twitter because when I'm trading, I'm focused.
Back in New York,
Like-
all focused.
Yes. Dude, SPAC Trader in training just like sent me a screenshot of like the trading chick underscore 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 underscore. And he's like, I assume this is fake. Like, obviously.
You used 4 underscores. They're getting really bad. I really want to apply for verification on Twitter soon.
I know. How do we do that?
Well, honestly, I think it's almost worse on Instagram than it has been on Twitter.
Honestly, yeah, on Instagram, they always follow like all of my followers.
Well, I'm gonna keep working today. I'm gonna make some more TikToks and educational content for everyone, and post
Yeah.
some for Two Girls One Trade. Y'all should go follow us on TikTok. We are trying to grow that platform and want to be able to reach, another crowd. And then we really appreciate everyone for listening. I have gotten a lot of DMs and met people here at the conference that listen to the podcast. So we really appreciate you guys, and it was really cool meeting y'all in person.
Yeah. And follow us on Twitter if you don't already. I am the trading chick, and that's the blonde broker.
There's
And
only two of us.
yeah, two of us, two girls, one trade. And the trade of the year has been SQQQ. And in that,
Wait, that's funny.
what do we say in closing?
I am healthy.
I am wealthy.
I am rich.
I am that bitch.
Period. Two Girls One Trade signing off.
Blonde broker and trading chick signing off. Love you.
See you guys next week.
Hi everyone. We have a very exciting announcement for you today.
If we hit 100,000 subscribers by August 26th, one lucky fan will have a chance to hang with us in New York City.
It gets better. You won't be coming alone. You'll get to bring a friend.
We'll fly you both first class, stay in a dope hotel, and go on a double date.
With us at one of New York City's most exclusive restaurants. We will sugar mommy the whole thing.
We have fun activities planned for the entire weekend, including $5,000 to each of you in any currency you choose.
So hit the subscribe button and we can't wait to see you in New York.